So I know you're definitely going to take me serious talking about fear wearing a unicorn hat and an Adventure Time shirt and drinking juice out of a Glee cup, but I don't really care. So, fear is scary. Yeah, bet you didn't know that. But, um, just the idea of being afraid can make you afraid. There's actually a phobia of having a phobia. I don't remember what it's called. Phobophobia, I think, actually. But really, fear is a scary thing. When you're afraid, you get anxious and nervous, and your heart rate speeds up, and you get clammy, and all kinds of bad things, and you make bad judgment. And when you think about it, it just makes you more afraid. Thinking about whatever it is you're afraid of, it just makes you more afraid. And a lot of fears stem from the fear of the unknown. Fearing not the dark, but what might be in the dark. Fearing the what ifs. And there's actually a very interesting video called Why Are Things Creepy by Vsauce, which I'll put a link to in the description, because it's very interesting and it was very enlightening for me anyway. Because sometimes you see pictures, like old-timey Halloween pictures, people wearing masks, someone standing outside in the dark, things like that, and you look at them and they're creepy. They creep you out, but you don't really know why. It's basically the fear of the unknown, not knowing what's underneath the mask, who's standing outside, why they're there. And that video talks about it, but it goes more in depth, and it's just very interesting. But I think the fear of the unknown is what triggers a lot of my fears, which stems from my childhood, I guess. When I was younger, I would have nightmares all the time, like so often that every night when we said our bedtime prayers, I would pray for good dreams. That's how often I had nightmares. And most of them had to do with the hallway in our house, which was like there was the hallway, and then there was the door to the attic in the hallway. And sometimes I dreamt about things coming out of the attic, but never actually inside the attic, because I had never went in there, because it was when I was like elementary school age. And Mom finally like realized there had to be something behind it, and she blessed the house, and she said that when she did that, she could physically feel something leave, something go past her and leave. And after that, I stopped having nightmares. And no, it wasn't psychosomatic, because like she told me she did that and then I stopped having nightmares. It wasn't till years later that she told me she even blessed the house. So I didn't even know that happened, but I stopped having nightmares after she did. So I know there are some skeptics about ghosts and spirits, demons, whatever, so you may or not believe that story, but I know that what I'm saying is true. I know that actually happened to me. You can believe what you want. But, so ever since then, I know that there are evil things in the world, and sometimes we can't always see them. And, like, I guess that's just kind of fueled my fear, I guess, throughout my life. I'm not saying I'm a scaredy cat or whatever. I don't let fear rule my life. But sometimes I get creeped out, and it does kind of affect me. Like, I don't, like, freak out, and I very rarely get anxiety attacks. And when I do, it's not usually about fear, but I can get freaked out sometimes, especially when I'm home alone, or I've just watched something creepy. Which is why I'm doing this video today, is because I'm home alone this weekend, and I saw a thing earlier on Tumblr, actually, and it was about this creepy horror short on YouTube, and like everyone that commented on it was saying it was really creepy and it was scary, and you never want to sleep with the lights off again. But I saved it so I can watch it later, but I'm not watching it now while I'm home alone. And so sometimes you see things like that and you just like think about it for the rest of the day. Well, at least me, you think about it and think about other things, and you know, it's just the unknown. YouTube videos creep me out the most. I am a big horror fan. You know, ask anyone I know, they will tell you I'm a big horror fan. I love horror movies. I love creepy things. I love Halloween, all of that stuff. But horror shorts on YouTube always creep me out. Usually after I watch them, I'm okay. But the anticipation of watching them creeps me out. And I think it's the fear of the unknown. Because with movies, you know, you'll know some actors in them, so you're familiar with that. You can know what it's about ahead of time. You can watch previews, stuff like that. So you have an idea of what you're about to get yourself into. YouTube videos don't necessarily work like that unless there's like a summary in the description, or someone recommended it to you and told you what happens. Unless you are in that kind of situation, you have no type of foreknowledge of what you're about to watch. And I think that's what creeps me out about them. And like I said, usually afterwards, I'm fine. Like, I love Daywalt Horror and Fudio.com. They have some fantastic horror shorts, and I've seen almost all of them. And there's only one that really creeps me out, which is Bedfellows, which I will put a link in the description as well, I guess, since I'm mentioning it, which is their most popular one, but the face just haunts my dreams. Not literally, of course, but it's one of the very few things that when I see it, I have to just like close my eyes or cover it or something. But yeah, like, I don't know. And since I know about, you know, spirits or whatever you want to call them, I know about them and I sometimes can feel them around. I know sometimes. But I think that's part of what makes my fear so intense. Because I know that there could be something there that I don't see. But, you know, it's just part of life. It's not good to live your life in fear, and it's not good to accept fear. You know, trying to not be afraid. Like, if you're afraid, it's good to try and calm yourself down. But just to know that fear is a natural part of life. And, you know, this might be more for me than anyone who's watching this. But, you know, it's natural to get afraid when you're home alone. I mean, dark hallways are creepy. Basements. You know, it's natural. And sometimes you just gotta, you know, tell yourself that you don't have to be afraid, even though sometimes that might not work. Watch something funny on TV, talk to a friend, and calm yourself down, I guess. At least that's what I do. But yeah, I'll link to that Why Are Things Creepy video by Vsauce because it was very enlightening. Warning though, there are some pretty creepy images in the video, but what the guy says is very, very interesting. So I recommend you go watch it.